here with Erin Harrell from Franklin County Preschool. And Erin, can you tell everyone a little bit about the preschool program with Franklin County Schools and what that looks like and how children qualify?
We have 7 classrooms across the district. There are 4 at the Early Learning Village, and then 1 at Westridge, 1 at Bridgeport, and 1 at Collins Lane Elementary. All programs are half day. We serve lunch when they're there in the afternoon and breakfast when they're there in the morning. In order to qualify, it's all 3- and 4-year-old children that have disabilities, and then 4-year-old children that are financially at risk.
Okay, and how is that determined that a child is financially at risk?
So based on the income coming into the household, if that is 160% below poverty, then they would be considered financially at risk.
Okay, and for children who qualify for a disability, what types of services do they receive through the preschool program?
We are incredibly lucky to have many services within our county. We have a teacher for the blind and visually impaired, a teacher for the deaf and hard of hearing. We have speech pathologists at every elementary school. We have a physical therapist. We have occupational therapy. And all of our teachers are also dual certified in both special education and general education, so they can service children in the area of special education.
And tell us a little bit about the strategies that you use with Franklin County Schools for preparing children for kindergarten.
We follow the early childhood standards, and we've taken those and matched them up to our curriculum and created a curriculum map that the teachers use across the district.
What curriculum do you use, or do you use lots of different types of curricula?
Our main curriculum is we have the APES. We also then use Second Step to help support social emotional growth, as well as Handwriting Without Tears, which is actually created by an occupational therapist that helps with writing skills. But as I'm a speech pathologist by degree, and I will say that it includes a lot of good, rich language and language that assists children in understanding even early math concepts within that curriculum.
And then you mentioned the APES. Is that the assessment that you use throughout the year?
That as well. It's a curriculum and an assessment tool that we use. It's online, which is nice, and parents get reports of how that assessment's going 3 times a year. So we can update a progress throughout the school year, and yeah, it's a developmentally appropriate assessment, so it's role play based and observational, and some of the information we collect from parents just to make sure we get it across different settings as well.
And we talked a little bit about how children qualify for the program. What type of screening do you use, and how does that screening work? I know we're in a little bit of a different time, but what do parents need to know about screening?
I'm using the Readiness coming up when we can start screening again. What we would love families to bring to those screenings would be, if they feel like they might be financially eligible, we do ask that they go ahead and bring those documents, because we can determine eligibility that day if they have those documents for us. They just need to bring themselves and the child, and we have lots of resources we like to share at those screenings as well. It takes about 40 minutes. And if you are eligible at the end of the screening, then we just go ahead and even do the enrollment process, which is now online in Franklin County Schools. So we have Chromebooks set up and teachers to help and just guide you through that process.
That's wonderful. That takes out a whole big chunk of time that, down the road. Lots of paperwork. There's lots of paperwork.
Okay. So in order to officially register, there are 4 pieces of information that we need, which are birth certificate, eye exam, immunization, as well as recent physical.
Okay. And that's good for parents to know so that they can go ahead and get that process going.
Yes, it really speeds it along, because sometimes they're having a hard time collecting that, and it just slows down the child from being able to start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that the preschool program provides meals. Are you part of the free and reduced lunch program, or do children pay for their lunches? Can they bring their lunches?
No, they're free. Throughout our entire district, all 5th grade and below are free. And so it's just provided. There's nothing the family needs to do, any sort of documentation to turn in to benefit from that.
I do need to ask you, I want to ask you, the hours of your classes, are they standard across the entire district, or do they have different start and end times?
They have different start and end times, which is always fun to try to remember when parents ask. And a lot of it is due to busing. Different schools and site-based decision-making committees are actually who decide a lot of those times. For the most part, on average, I will say ELV typically starts at 7:40 to 10:40 is their morning session. And then the afternoon session is that 11:40 to 2:40. And then on the other side of town, it varies anywhere from 7:50 or 7:40 is one building. So it kind of depends, but they're all 3-hour time blocks.
And is your program a 4-day-a-week program or a 5-day-a-week program? If it's 4, what do you do with the 5th day?
It is the 4 days a week. And then on that 5th day, a lot of times we do lots of screening and we're looking forward to being able to do that, as well as home visits. Every child has a home visit by their teachers, typically twice a year. I will say this year is an anomaly where we've just been able to do that once. But so they do their home visits. That's their planning time. They have those kind of times for families to come in if there's any extra support that we need to offer them, or it's collaborative time for the therapist to get in there and talk to the teachers and come up with plans. Then for the classroom, if there's any modifications that need to be made within that curriculum that we follow.
And anything else? Yeah, very much so. Anything else that you would like families to know about the preschool program that might be interested in looking into it?
I am just honored to be a part of Franklin County Preschool Program, and I feel supported by our office. If there's ever anything that we need, the superintendent's very supportive. Our director of special education is an advocate, and I am just blown away by all the support that we have here in this county, and grateful to all those that I work with. We have excellent teachers that have been teaching for numerous years, and then when we get new teachers, they'll just embrace them, and it really is just a warm, fuzzy place to be, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Well, thank you so very much for sharing with us today. And how can people get a hold of you or whoever they need to if they have any questions?
If they would, I'll give them a phone number. I will say right now, their best option on our website, we have a link that you can click on. It's called a parent inquiry into preschool, and just put your information in there, and we're creating all of that. And once we're allowed to start screening again, we will be calling all of those families to schedule their appointments. That really is the best option at this point. You can call, and we are collecting that information as well. But it's probably easier because right now we're not all in the offices. We've been asked to continue to work from home for a while.
Yeah. And what's the phone number? Just we'll put it up on the screen.
502-695-6700. And you can ask for Erin Harrell or Kim Smither.
All right. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.
All right.